It was a night to savour for Dwight Yorke and the Soca Warriors, who qualified for the 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup. TNT defeated Cuba 4-0 in the second leg at the Ato Boldon Stadium in Couva, winning the tie 6-1 on aggregate. Adrian Lazar brings us the highlights.
Having won the first leg 2-1 over Cuba, the Soca Warriors were hoping to secure their place in the 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup when they met in the return leg in front of an excited crowd at the Ato Boldon Stadium in Couva. It was a nightmare start for opponents Cuba, who went down to 10 men in just the third minute when a stud's first tackle by forward Romario Torres took out Andre Rampasar.
Difficult to nearly impossible.
It nearly got worse for Cuba when a deflected Jovan Jones free kick almost crept in goal.
It almost worked out for Trinidad.
Tyrese Spicer continued where he left off in the first leg, finding the returning Kevin Molino, whose effort went just over the bar.
Just over the bar.
Defence Force fullback Isaiah Garcia found loads of joy down the right-hand side, finding Molino, whose header came close to scoring.
Chance. Bounced down into the ground.
TNT continued their hunt for the opening goal when free kick specialist Alvin Jones tested the keeper, only for Spicer to rattle the crossbar.
As they are already in the tie, and now they're a little stretched.
The first leg combination of Spicer and Isaiah Lee bore fruits again as the Terminex Ahokata Rangers captain Lee opened the scoring for TNT. 1-0 on the night, 3-1 on aggregate. Lee would grab his second when a sloppy giveaway at the back by Cuba led to TNT going 2-0 up on the night as TNT went in at half-time with an aggregate score of 4-1.
Halftime whistle blown just a little bit early from Cesar Ramos. It's his discretion, of course.
Spicer continued to terrorize the Cuba defenders in the second half, taking on three players whose shot rebound fell at the feet of Captain Molino as he scored his 24th goal in national colours, making it 3 for TNT. Substitute Real Gil flew down the flank to square the ball to Lee, who narrowly missed out on a hat-trick. Gil almost got in on the action, fighting off his man to get his shot away, only to be denied by the keeper. The Soca Warriors didn't take their foot off the pedal, almost grabbing a fourth when Daniel Phillips' shot got the fans out of their seats as TNT struck the post for the second time. Dwight Yorke's substitutes paid off as Kaheem Thomas played in Nathaniel James to secure a 4-0 victory for TNT on the night. Trinidad and Tobago would go on to win the match 6-1 on aggregate over Cuba, booking their place in the CONCACAF Gold Cup group stages in June. Adrian Lazar, TTT Sport.
Sweet victory, I love it. Following the Soca Warriors' 4-0 victory over Cuba, which saw them qualify for the CONCACAF Gold Cup, head coach Dwight Yorke hailed the crowd support at the Ato Boldon Stadium. Yorke also stated that the nation should be proud of his team's performance.
It was a match to remember, the Soca Warriors qualifying for the 2025 CONCACAF Gold Cup after overcoming Cuba 4-0 on Tuesday and 6-1 on aggregate. Their victory at the Ato Boldon Stadium made it back-to-back wins for TNT head coach Dwight Yorke.
I'm very happy with the outcome of the game, that we went on to win. The game relatively comfortable, although the sending off might obviously have played a part in it. I like the team, how we approached the game. We talked about being aggressive and stay on the front foot and try to extend the lead rather than try to protect the lead. So that's something we were very mindful of.
Acknowledging that there's still much his team can improve on, he said he's happy with the game's outcome.
But overall, I can't be too critical. The whole 10 to 11 days of being together and trying to put this team together, and if someone say that we were going to score 6 goals, concede 1, and have a clean sheet at home and scoring 4 goals. So there's a lot of positive in there that you can build on, and that's something at international level that we're constantly mindful of, and we're looking to improve going forward.
Yorke praised the tremendous crowd support at the Ato Boldon Stadium.
You know, football is the #1 sports in the world, and we want Trinidad and Tobago football to be the #1 sports back in this country. And that is part of my job, to try and get the crowd back into the stadium. In the way we play today, I think the nation should be proud of the players, and hopefully that will then entice them to come back out and support the players, because it's a new generation. They need support. They need the crowd.
Amidst the celebrations, Yorke already has his eyes set on TNT's next assignment in the form of World Cup qualifiers.
But we have a small matter to deal with, and that's obviously St. Kitts Nevis on the 6th of June and Costa Rica on the 10th of June. As we know, there are two teams that qualified for the knockout group stages. And so we got some work to do. And so St. Kitts Nevis will be our major focus going forward. I think there were a couple of sort of friendlies in between that will probably be highlighted as the months and weeks, certainly looking forward to that. But ultimately we are back refocusing and make sure that we get to that knockout stage competition, the World Cup, and gives us that opportunity to then try to qualify for the World Cup.
Adrian Lazar, TTT Sport.
You heard the coach. Mark your calendars for June. Well, Trinidad and Tobago senior men's forward Tyrese Spicer, who played a key part in TNT's victory over Cuba, said he always dreamt of representing the national team on home soil.
Fantastic, just playing out there, representing my country, and having my family there. That just pushed me, and I had a proud moment today. I think that was just the best feeling ever. Just playing for my country. I've dreamed about this, and with hard work, with belief, it paid off. And I think I had a good game today. I had fun, enjoy my moments going forward, and it was a good time.
Spicer, who claimed an assist in both games against Cuba, relished the opportunity of being a major player for the national team going forward.
Dwight Yorke told me, you have a big role. I'm cementing myself on the team, and I just gotta go with that mindset. Well, whenever I go out there, I just gotta give 110%. I'm playing for the country. I'm playing for a bigger picture. I'm playing for everybody in Trinidad and Tobago. So it's most definitely a challenge, but I'm up for that challenge.
The National Gas Company of Trinidad and Tobago Limited has initiated a 2-year sponsorship agreement with the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association, with a handing over of a check worth $3 million. The presentation was made during the CONCACAF Gold Cup qualifier between Trinidad and Tobago and Cuba at the Ato Boldon Stadium. The sponsorship will see NGC commit to supporting Trinidad and Tobago's World Cup campaign, supporting senior men's national team local training camps, and aiding in the development of players, to name a few. On the deal, NGC Chairman Dr. Joseph Ishmael Khan stated that football is a sport that drives our people and that they remain committed to seeing a return to World Cup participation for TNT.